Hi everyone, I'm Carolina, and I am here to talk to you about Project for Awesome. If you've never heard of Project for Awesome before, I have to tell you, it is one of my favorite times of the year. It's when the YouTube community comes together to promote their favorite charities. And they do that the best way that YouTubers can, through the magic that is online video. I'm usually a spectator this time of the year. I watch the live stream, I vote for my favorite videos, and I definitely donate. But this year I felt so strongly about an organization, I had to make my own video to share with you all. And that organization is Empowering Youth Exploring Justice, also known as EYEJ. And I'm really excited to be telling you all about them and what they do. The founders of EYEJ saw some issues in the Cleveland metropolitan area, which is where I have been living for the past 4 years. They saw a community of youth that felt like they were invisible. They noticed that 50% of these youth were being recruited by gangs. And when they finally got a chance to speak to these youth, the founders of EYEJ learned that the youth unequivocally felt unsafe in their neighborhoods, and many of them felt like they couldn't venture out into the community. So, if you were the founders of EYEJ, what would you do for this community of youth? Where would you start? Well, a wise president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, once said, "We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future." And that is exactly what EYEJ aims to do. They build Cleveland's youth for the future. They hope to create self-valued leaders through increased education about social and emotional issues. They also provide good role models by introducing the youth to local community members. What EYEJ primarily does is this. They take local community members from all walks of life. Police officers, retired educators, accountants, social service graduate students, artists, musicians, ex-cons, local business owners, and many others. And they have them lead discussions with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. These discussions cover topics that students normally would not get a chance to talk about in the classroom. And these topics range from stress and coping, financial literacy, social justice, power, privilege, community safety, and police-civilian relations. I want to emphasize that the magic of EYEJ's discussion series is just that. It is a discussion, it is a conversation, and it is meant to be highly interactive. Community members that come to lead discussions do provide a bit of education by introducing key concepts, vocabulary, and facts. But after all that, the students are invited to share their own knowledge and their own experiences. For instance, in October, EYEJ covered the topic of stress, and the discussion leaders introduced key facts about stress, the definition, potential causes, and they even introduced the idea of mindfulness and deep breathing as coping strategies. But after that bit of teaching, the students were included, and they shared their stories and their own experiences. And they talked about what stressed them out during their day-to-day. And those stressors were many and diverse, and they included the safety in their neighborhood, their siblings, the academic pressures of being a middle schooler, even the political climate. And many talked about what they would have done differently in past stressful situations, especially now knowing what they have learned from the discussion leaders. EYEJ has accomplished a lot in the past 4 years since its infancy. It's held 17 classroom discussions just this year. They've increased social and emotional learning by 5 to 8% in the schools that they've worked with so far. They've acquired their own office space, and they've made the discussion curriculum more evidence-based with more focus about social and emotional issues. And they just keep recruiting more and more local organizations as partners. I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but EYEJ does all of this with just volunteers. Every dime goes back to supporting Cleveland's youth and EYEJ's mission of building youth for the future. But EYEJ cannot do this without some financial help. So here are some things that you can do if you want to assist. First off, you could share this video with others on social media. You could support this video on the Project for Awesome page. I'll have a link to do that in the description bar. And I definitely encourage you to participate in the Project for Awesome live stream and campaign, which is happening on December 9th through the 11th. And if you are compelled to support EYEJ financially right now, you could also visit our Facebook campaign, which I'll also have linked in the description box. Thank you so much for listening to me talk about Project for Awesome and empowering youth exploring justice. I hope you have a good one.